Hey everyone, it's night as you can see, but I am having my coffee, so it's coffee time, late night. Um, I couldn't sleep, so I got up and I said, well, let me get me a cup of coffee and let's have a little chat tonight. I want to say, subscribe to my channel if you have not. Um, Press the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. Press the thumbs up, give me a like, all those good things right there. And let me get right into it. We're going to talk tonight about self-worth, okay? When a person, when you, um, you know, maybe just say in a relationship, just say. Now, a relationship should be a plus. No one wants to get in a relationship that's a minus. That means that, just say, if you are a single person and you've been living like alone for a while, you've been single for a while, and so if or when you do find Mr. supposedly right, that's what it's supposed to be, right. So that's where we're going to start from right then. If you're in a relationship, a new relationship, and already it's like things are hard to maybe for the person to understand, or for the communication is a little bit off, well, that's a red flag right there. You're going to have to go back to the old landmark about loving yourself. If you've been single and taking care of yourself and all this stuff all this long time, you don't all of a sudden go into a relationship that's where you got to second guess everything about the relationship. Uh-uh. If the relationship is starting off a guessing game, I think you need to back off and give that another thought. Because if you're already guessing in a new relationship, what you think gonna happen if it continued or become something more serious? When my girlfriend always would put it like this, if it's not a plus in your life, then it's a negative. There's no two-way about it. There's no middle ground. When you accept someone into your life, you love yourself. That's number one. And if you doing everything for yourself, you're buying your perfume, you're getting your nails done, you're getting your hair done, you're going on trips. So now you're doing that for yourself. And so when you get in a relationship, the person that you're in a relationship with, he's going to have to come better than what you're already doing for yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. And if it's not like that, then something about that picture is not right. Remember I say how your self-talk to you? Let me tell you. When your self says to you, something about this picture is not right, if you even have to second guess, or nobody should at a certain age, 40 years old, 30, even 30, have to like go through a whole speech with a partner on how he needs to treat you. A man already knows how to treat a woman. Now, whatever happened to his last relationships, um, maybe that might have something to do with the way the skepticism or what, him kind of taking it slow. So you give that a little grace. You say, well, whatever happened, because you already know what's going on with you. So you're trying to give grace on both sides. You're saying, well, maybe he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Okay, you go that route. You go every route to give this person grace and to give yourself some grace, because like I say, you've been single and taking care of yourself by yourself. So you giving grace. Okay, now grace period is up. At some point, the grace period is supposed to be up. Um, when a man tells you something, a promise, or something he's going to do for you, or for you together, and it doesn't happen, I say that's an untrue. You like I say, you want to give somebody grace, and you would hate to say a lie, but you have to call what it is. Either the communication is off. I want to give everybody a grace in this situation, you know. So what I suggest to you, if you have been down the road, what I'm trying to say, before and back again, especially if you on up there in age, 50 years old, 40 years old, you've been there, you've done that, and you're taking care of yourself and all this stuff. But if someone has entered your life in a newly relationship, and it's more confusion than it is peace, not no arguing or nothing like that. It's just like miscommunication, misfiring of the chords. Something is not clicking or clacking. So that's why I say the grace period. How long will you allow a grace period? And then another thing, you have to, if you have to spell it out. If you already know what kind of man you want, a woman, you say, I want someone to care about me. When I see him, I get butterflies. He put me first. He's thinking about me. He called me in the morning, called me at night before he goes to bed. He makes sure that I'm straight, even though you can, take care of yourself, but it make you feel good if he asks, how you doing? Could he help do anything? Now, I was talking to an older lady. I like talking to older women. And we were talking about guys, and she said that those type of men were back in her days. That's how they were raised back in her days. But these women these days are more independent women, and men have adjusted to that. And I said, well, do you think the women have spoiled the men, or they, they feel like they don't have to be gentlemen? Let me tell you this right here. Times might have changed, but a man is a man in 2024, okay? That part is not going to change. And that's where loving yourself come in. You're going to have to, don't forget to always in any situation, think about you. Would you do this? If you wouldn't do this to someone, then you would expect the same thing back from that. Do not overgive anything. What's the use? You know, it should be, if you're giving, because what it's going to do is it's going to make you feel bad. Seriously. If you don't, if it's not a plus and it's a minus, so many minuses, well, at what point are you going to say, this is not working out for us? Here you getting 50 years old or 40 years old. At what point are you going to continue, if you've already gone down this road, all your children grown, one in college and all this kind of stuff, and you are independent, you have a career, at what point are you going to say, this is not what I want? I want a man that's loving, kind, and his word is his bond. He called me to check up on me and all this. Even if you don't need him to, that's what you want him to do. And just because it's 2024, a man is a man. If that's the kind of man you want, don't settle for nothing less. Do not, if you are waiting for anybody to love you more than yourself, and when you see that that's not happening, you have to move on. Time is winding up. You're getting older. Before you know it, you'll be my age. So what it is, you have to, time waits on nobody. If you know what you want, if you have to get out a pen and pencil and write it down on the kind of man or partner you want. You want someone that's strong and able to make plans and surprise you with maybe you might have mentioned a cruise or something in a conversation with some girlfriends, and he overheard you. Next thing you know, he made reservations in for you like that. You would take charge, and then you never would have to tell this person, why didn't you call me last night? No woman should have to ask a man, why didn't you call me? You see, you will start falling into that pattern. And if he calls, after you have waited all day, you're going to find yourself waiting for phone calls. That part of your life, you should have left that back there in your 20s. But, grace. You try to give people grace. I understand that, but you're going to have to wake up. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to, at what point you're going to, grace is up. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't wait for nobody to love you more than you love yourself. And when yourself is trying to tell you, okay, it's such a time and he ain't called yet, and then you look at the thing and you didn't call, you have texted him, called him, and then when he does call, the phone rang 2 or 3 times and then it hang up. You know what? If a person do that to you and you haven't heard from them all day long and you initiated all the calls, ladies, this is what I feel. They don't want you to answer. All they want you to do is to say, I call you. So if you're that irrelevant in this person's mind, maybe you need to move on down the road. What did yourself say? Be true to yourself. Nobody will love you like you love yourself. Okay? Now, I just had to bring you a little something tonight. And I want you to sleep on what I said. At what point are you going to cut grace off? You've given him this and you've given him that. But don't forget to love yourself. Don't come out on the bottom. You don't have to beg. Those days are over, especially if you are a career person. You don't have to wait for nothing like that. Don't seem needy. So if he called, let it ring. Let it ring again and again. Because if you did that to him, well, he could do it to you and you still there. Okay, I hope I was talking to somebody and I hope I helped somebody on this late coffee night tonight. And I'm going back to bed now after I finish my coffee. But y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye-bye.